What it do, y'all? We're back at it again at Female Hip Hop Now. I have with me
HendriQs, producer, multi-instrumentalist, artist as well. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Female Hip Hop. Shout out.
How you doing, HendriQs?
I'm good. We're in wrapping up this project right now. We're getting ready on for this trip to Mexico, going on the 30th. So just getting mentally prepared for that.
You about to work with our artists in Mexico?
Honestly, we're gonna go out there to shoot a music video, at least one music video, potentially more than that, and just just get away a little bit.
Okay, I feel that. All right. So HendriQs, where are you from?
I'm from Southwest Houston, Texas.
Southwest Houston, Texas.
Yes.
How was that like growing up in the Southwest?
It was it was cool. I mean, I was naturally the type of person who was always indoors anyway, just because I was always practicing instrument. My parents I had a lot of homework just with the school I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, my particular part of town, it gets a little bit ridiculous out there sometimes, but I was never really outside like that. I was always indoors. So.
Okay. What instruments did you play?
So I currently play 7. My number 1 instrument is guitar. That's what ended up letting me go to college. I got a scholarship at Berkeley College of Music.
Okay.
So, yeah, but this full 7 is guitar, bass, keys, drums, clarinet, sax, and the trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one to play?
Honestly, guitar. I think guitar's in every genre of music. It's I just think it's the coolest instrument there is.
What drew you to the guitar?
It was like I always just kind of liked rock music in general. I think, and then Guitar Hero was a big part of that too. I'm not gonna lie, but it was just like I always just thought guitar solos was cool. A lot of the music I just love guitar solos. That was my shit.
Wow. Okay, I feel that. So like, what's your favorite song? Have you like incorporated the guitar in any of your recent?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think Social Distancing has my guitar all over.
I love that one.
Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite tracks that I've produced in a little bit. But yeah, I think that one has my stamp on it pretty.
Okay, I feel that. Do you feel that like the instruments? Because you say you play instruments, and I notice a lot of producers don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's a lost art in the music, especially in hip hop?
I mean, it's like, I don't know about a lost art. One thing I do like about technology is that it allows you to like get really, really close to that feel without actually having to do it. But it's like, I think that being able to do that does set me apart from a lot of people, just because it's just, I feel like when I say when I say I'm a producer, it's a lot of my ideas come away from a laptop. Like, I can sit down and make something sitting anywhere. I don't have to be next to a computer to produce it. So.
That's amazing. All right, bet. So, when did you first fall in love with like music?
Shit, man. That's always been. I can't even imagine. I don't even remember a time where I wasn't. Like, I was always doing shit. My mom used to, back when she was pregnant with me type shit, she was always playing like music for me, and I would be kicking like a motherfucker. But she always tells me that. It's just like, and then like I was always like doing music, always listening to stuff. I at one point I had just like I had actually taken her like one of them little Dell MP3 joints, and it had all her music on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell her. I was just listening to this shit when she at night when she was sleeping type shit. I just listened to shit all night. That's always just how it was.
Okay. What type of music did your mom like listen to? Was it like R&B, hip hop?
She likes a lot of different things.
Okay.
But I think, and this is probably my biggest musical influence too, her favorite artist is Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, like by far and away. I think she's like the biggest Prince fan ever. Like,
okay.
So I think like, and I've been listening to Prince as long as I've been listening to music. Like, and it's like with Prince, like I think that's again my biggest musical influence because it's like he does everything type shit. Like he plays all the instruments. He's an artist. He writes the songs. He can do it all. And it's just like that's always kind of what I've kind of not compared myself to, but I was always the type of thing I'm like, yeah, I want to be on that level with it. I want to be able to do anything.
So I was gonna ask you what song made you really like want to produce, really want to.
Honestly, actual production, I would say listening to early Kanye. That was my shit. That was my shit for real. Like that's kind of because guitar has its little applications in genres of music, but hearing that was different. Like I feel like late registration era Kanye, that type of shit. Or actually, shit, slow jam, shit like that.
Okay.
That was my shit. At that point, that's what made me think like, oh, if I were to make beats, I want to make shit like that.
Like Kanye.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. So with Prince being like some of your first music, to Kanye kind of being your influence, like, what would you call your sound now?
Honestly, it's like, I think my sound really just, I pride myself on not really being able, you can't really say like, oh yeah, this is, you can quantify it, but you can just know when you hear it that I made it. I feel like that's what I like, because it's like a lot of the sound that it all depends on the artist. Like a lot of times I think producers might try to force their sound or the things that they like onto artists, and it's like, it's about synergy. Like your sound comes from what the music that y'all make together type shit. So it's like, because the stuff that I make with Mitch is gonna be different than the stuff I make with like Harley or like KJ type shit.
Okay.
But at the same time, we could also, if they were to get on some shit together, that would sound different than just him or just her type shit. It just depends on the artist type shit. I like being able to help an artist like realize what they're trying to do type shit. That's what it sounds like.
So you're not the person to force, like, okay, I'm gonna give you this beat and force you to do it. Like,
oh no, it's like if I make, a lot of times nowadays, like I'll make beats, but really like I like making beats for people right there type shit. Or if I make beats, I'll have like a specific artist in mind when I make it type shit. A lot of times I don't think I just make stuff for the sake of making it anymore. Like, you know.
Okay, I feel that. So you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Do you think that Houston and the city of Texas, not city of Texas, city of Houston and the state of Texas, like, help influence your sound also?
100%. Like, cause you know, my dad always I used to hang out with him a lot when I was a kid. He would be around. He went to University of Houston, you know, and he's still heavily active in Third Ward, you know, because we're in the same frat, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be around like all that shit from like a really young age. I was deep in Third Ward, deep in the city type shit, and I hearing all the music that came out of Houston, all that shit, you know, it definitely like influenced me production wise for sure.
Okay, I feel that. Cause I see you have like some slow, and then you have some chopping. I don't want to say chopped and screwed because it's only chopped and screw made.
Right, so, that's true. Yeah. It's
so
like
you have some chopped joints. So like, do you feel that that's a lost art, or you think that's coming back?
It's like, honestly, I think that the most important thing is like, because no one's ever gonna do it like him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, just understand where it comes from. Understand, pay respects type shit. But honestly, doing it a different way isn't that bad. Yeah. But it's just like, just as long as we understand and recognize where that shit came from type shit. So it's like, I feel like if you really expect shit to hit you the same as it did when you first heard DJ Screw, you finna be disappointed every time. It's not the same shit. So it's like, just like, I feel like if you really like that shit, go back and do research. But by all means, I think the point of this shit is to interpolate and like make your own shit based on what you're inspired by.
Okay. Shout out to that slow and reverb. Also, that's another sound. All right. So, what is your creative process when it comes to making beats?
It really just depends. Like, because like I like being able to start with different things. Like I might start playing the bass. I might start with guitar shit. I might start with some drums. It really just depends. It's like, honestly, if I was working with maybe like a more heavy rap artist, I might start with some drums type shit. If I was on some R&B artists, I like to like sit down and like play guitar with them a lot of the times, so we can like write songs and then do drums and shit like that later. It really just depends on.
What's a dream artist that you like? So somebody you just dream of, like, or will, and I'm not even gonna say dream because we manifest them. Somebody you know in like the next 3 years you're gonna make a song for. Like, it's big right now.
It's big right now. What if, I don't know, time will really tell, but I really feel like Larry June.
Ooh.
I really feel like it'll happen with as much time as we spend listening to him in here, because I've been just blasting shit. Like a lot of people, I'm tapped in or like reached out, got connected with a couple of producers at his camp type shit. It's just like, I'm pretty sure.
It's gonna happen,
yeah, type shit.
Okay, I feel that. Why Larry June?
It's just like, I really like that sound. It's just something different than what I've been listening to. You know, I'm big on like 3 6 Mafia, that type of shit. A whole lot of shit like that. Like trap music a lot, like what you said you were talking about. But it's just like, just hearing something different. Before any of that, I always liked West Coast music. Like, I think the first rap album that I really, really liked from top to bottom was like Doggy Style type shit. Maybe the Chronic. Yeah. So it's like G-Funk shit. Yeah. So it's like when I hear, and that's a real heavy in that type of sound. I just like that. And plus, it's like his production too. I really fuck with his production.
Okay, I feel that. All right, so What are your daily, like some of your daily inspirations? Like to make music or just to get up in the morning and know you got to get in here and like make some beats?
Well, it's like, I honestly think it's not so much like, oh yeah, it's grind time, I got to do it. It's like embracing like a lifestyle. Like this, and it's like more than just like making beats, like just being a creative person in general. Like you got to cater to it. Like that means just like hanging out with the homies type shit. A lot of times it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, you can make beats all day every day, but it's like, I feel like the best art comes from people who live life and experience things and read and put that into their music and shit. Because it's like, if it's like, all right, I just had a lit ass day or I just had a crazy ass day, I might make some turn shit at the end of the day after doing some wild shit. Or maybe it's just like a rainy day outside and it's just like, I want to make some shit that sound like this rainy day type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's that way. It's just lets me be more intentional with the stuff I'm making. Yeah. And it's just, and it's also like, I like feeding off of other people too. So it's like, that's another part of it. It's just and it's also easier to make like hella beats in one day if I were to do that, if I'm surrounded by a lot of people. Like if I'm able to bounce ideas, like if like he's in the corner like, oh that shit is hard, or like oh yeah you should add this, or like if I spark somebody like, all right, I know I'm going in the right direction type shit. And it's easier to get shit done that way versus just locking yourself away. Well, for me anyway, because everybody's process is different than just trying to do like 5 or 10 beats just sitting staring at the laptop screen. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. It's more fun this way for me.
Okay, I feel that. So like, would you rather work with an artist who's kind of like more like you, like just creative, don't have to like really? Cause a lot of artists are like, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna pound out 5 verses.
You can if that's your workflow. If that's what you're about, for sure. If that's what you want, absolutely. But just be honest with yourself, like, and be realistic too. It's just like, if you know you're not the person to do like 5 or 10 verses, maybe you got one real hard verse, and then you got to go and watch TV or some shit, or play some video games, or roll some weed up. It's like everybody has their own flow with shit. It's just, you know, just
it works for you.
Yeah, it works for you.
All right, that's a bit. What's the best track or song you produced?
The best.
Yeah, the one you think is the best. It's your own. It's always hard for people.
They're all my babies. They're all my babies. Type shit. It's like, because it's like I created them. They're my kids. Like I'm not finna be like, oh, you better than this one. It's just like, but I think I do be having favorites that change from day to day. Like, you know, a lot of stuff that's like unreleased. Yeah. That's gonna drop on this project that we're about to drop. But maybe in the past, the one that I can show people to be like, oh, like, listen to this. This is my shit. Like, this is what I kind of like sound like. Probably social distancing.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorites then. Okay. What's the difference between a producer and a beat maker? I've heard this a lot, and everybody got different definitions. So, what's the difference?
I think just like for me, it's just understanding what a song needs, and you know, just being having a fundamental grasp of like music and genres to where you know exactly what a song needs. Like if you got like an artist who's like a potential to be a really crazy trap artist, you could give him some R&B beats. You could, but if you hand him something that's a little bit more in his pocket from the jump, it might be easier for him to lock in whatever he's feeling. So it's just understanding the artist you're working with. That's why I think it's important to understand artists on like a fundamental level and actually have that relationship with them, because that way, if you like know their experiences type shit and you know what inspires them, and y'all can find something potentially on common ground versus just, that's why it's so much different than like me making something for somebody right there versus me sending them a pack of beats over email or text, which could also slap if you have that relationship. But a lot of times, if you just dry sending shit out, it might not hit the same or not resonate. You gotta play beats for people or do stuff like that with them, engage them directly type shit. I think just understanding what it takes.
So that the beat pack culture is not hit, because I know a lot of producers and they always say, and I know a lot of artists like I don't like getting packs. I like being in the studio with producers.
Oh, for real. It's like crazy. It's like sometimes you really can't get in a room with somebody like that, and sometimes, but at the same time, it's just levels to it. Like, maybe I can't get in a room with somebody, but I might be able to send them a really simple idea, maybe a guitar riff I did, or maybe like a piano shit I did, or something like that, and then they have that, and they could potentially, if it's really simple, there's no drums and shit like that, you can just kind of build from that and do it that way versus like trying to do all that shit. But like, I'm not to knock people who like send beats out, because other people make their connections to do it that way, but just for the type of environment that I've been cultivating and what we've been cultivating, it just makes more sense to do it this way.
Okay, I feel that. All right, now let's get a little heavy.
Okay.
Do you agree with producers signing to record labels?
I mean, it's like different strokes, different folks, but I always thought to myself, I don't need nobody telling me what I can and can't do at any point. I don't care what type of bread they throw at me. Like, if it has to be the right situation. A lot of times, with producers that I've just known and talked to, is just what's been documented. A lot of times, labels don't afford you the creativity that you thought you were going to get when you sign that deal. And it's like, you think maybe I could work with what I want to work with, and I can do what I want to do because I got this bread now. But then you got somebody over the top of you trying to greenlighting what isn't going to be released, or where you're going with certain things. So it's like, it's still like you at the end. I feel like you're just still working for somebody else. You know.
So you rather be independent?
100%. And it's been done before, and it's like,
yeah. Most producers I know that came up, like the Pharrell, the Neptunes, and I can name more. Manny Fresh, that were independent.
That's what I'm saying. It's like those are great ones too, and that's like
Scott Storch, independent.
Yeah, it's like, and that's the people who inspire me the most. So it's like at this point, I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice to
label,
because I think I can.
Yeah,
I think
you
I can
can.
do it on my own. Yeah,
that's a bit. All right, so what some advice would you give to an upcoming music producer?
Well, it really depends, but I would say for me, just a lot of times, like, you can reach out and shit to these huge artists, and maybe you get a response, maybe you don't, but it's like let's say you reach out to artists in like your area type shit, build with them, because it's like, if you reach out to like a Drake, let's say you got some hard beats, of course, and you get some shit and you email it to him by how somehow you got his email or whatever, and he fucks with them hoes and he puts them on his project and it's a single and it's a hit. All right, you got a hit. That's dope. But what you don't have is a FaceTime. It's like you didn't go to Drake, and Drake didn't really understand who made this beat.
Remember it is too.
Exactly. You might get credit. You might get your bag, but it's like you got that song. But it's like there's a reason that 40 is the one who touches everything. Yeah. There's a reason that, like, even with like 21 Savage, the reason Metro, a lot of times Metro or like Southside and them are always around.
Megan Stallion and her producer.
Yeah, with Lil Jude. Yeah. It's because they was there from the jump. At the end, so it's like, if I were to like, or me or one of like this nigga blows up, or which I believe will happen, or any of us blow up. Yeah. And it's like, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get some beats to such and such versus Drake. It's like, all right, now you're the hot hand. You got the hot hand now because you blew up an artist. You're a household name now. Yeah. Like, so it's like that's.
And the artist gonna always fuck with you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's a genuine relationship. You don't got to go through no A&Rs.
Yep.
You genuine connections. You don't got to go through A&Rs. You don't got to go through labels if you have a genuine connection with the artist. Because I think it's just the ideal situation.
So should producers be more open to working with up and coming artists?
Absolutely. It's like, I feel like that's the mark of like a great producer. Like, you can say, I feel like there's people who be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make some type beats for like Drake or somebody Future or whatever, and then they can get that placement. It's just another diamond doesn't beat. But if you like have a sound with an artist, or you create something that's like really significant or impactful within your community, I think like that's what's gonna last type shit. That's what's really, you're gonna see the biggest return on long term.
Okay, I feel that. So, will we have any more? I know you say you're talking about a project. So, what is the sound on that? What is the?
Okay, yeah. So this project, it's a compilation project, a collaboration project with me and Mateo.
Okay.
It's called Tiger vs. Dragon, Battle of Giants. So it's just like the concept behind that is you've got two entities who are extremely proficient in their craft, and they're having a conversation, but because they're operating on such a high level to everyone else, it seems like they're fighting. You know, like two martial arts characters. They might have a friendly sparring match, but they're throwing punches so fast, like, damn, that was violent as fuck. Like, nah, we just having a conversation type shit. It's just like flexing on what we can bring to the table. So it's got all types of different shit on there. We got a bunch of artists on there. We got a whole lot of different genres, different vibes on that shit. You know, a bunch of Houston artists. You know, me, Mitch, Mateo, KJ, another artist I work with, Doe Dollars, another artist who got some buzz in the city. It's just like you know, we've been putting in a lot of work for this. It's probably gonna drop later this year. Definitely this year.
Okay.
Probably we're hoping for like, well, I'm not gonna say that.
No.
Yeah, but later this year for sure. It's gonna come out.
Okay. So, what song are y'all about to shoot in Mexico? Because you say you're about to go to Mexico.
Right.
What song are you gonna shoot?
We plan on doing the video for "Fuck Your Couch."
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. That's gonna be the first single off the project.
Okay.
The album artwork is dropped on our Instagrams. You can go on the Moody Beats page, my Instagram, Mateo's Instagram.
Okay.
Any of ours, you can probably see the Fuck Your Couch artwork. It's gonna drop pretty soon.
Okay, it's dope. I like the name and I like the idea of the album, the compilation album. Ooh, I'm country. I can't get the words out. But I also see this hat, Moody Beats. Is that people can buy the merch? Is it online?
If you hit up, it really just depends. But we got it working on the Moody website. But if you go on the Moody Beats Instagram page, you can look at the merch that we have. You can also DM Mateo type beat or me, and we can also fray you to some of the custom drip we got type shit.
Okay, that's dope.
We're working on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the album. I'm looking forward to hearing more beats from y'all. Go ahead and shout out your Instagram, social media.
That's _ HendriQs, HendriQs on all social media platforms, like Instagram, Twitter, all that.
That's a bit. Thank you so much.
So shout out to y'all too.